At tonight's Monday Night Dice, hosted by Smugglers Run Gaming, all players were encouraged to use the Allies of Necessity plot. Please enjoy. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dice Commando, coming to you tonight from Allies of Necessity Night at Smugglers Run Gaming in Beaverton, Oregon. On our left we have Derek. He's playing Battle Droid, Sentinel Messenger, Aphra, and Grievous all at one die, of course with Allies of Necessity plot, and he is on Theed Palace. On our right we have Victor, who we've seen in rounds 2 and 3, and now the final tonight. He is playing, of course, Elite Beckett, Watt, and Nute Gunray. Alright, so Victor wins it pretty handily here. He's going to play on the Salt Flats, so get that Theed out of here and put 2 shields on Derek's side. Now do note Derek has exactly 1 bajillion health, it looks like, over here. So there's 10 on Aphra, there's now effective 11 on Grievous, and then there's another 14 on the 2 droids. That's a lot of health to chew through here. But he's going to need it for the ping damage. So let's see. Alright, so Victor gets us started with a good roll, a 3 for 1 and a 2. Coming out hot. Now, do keep in mind, both of these guys do not have their money, and it does look like both these guys forgot to discard cards. So, yep, because Derek has 5 in his hand, and Victor has 5 in his hand, but these guys need to remember to discard here. This is the final. Alright, yep, that's what they're discussing right now, is that they haven't discarded. So, just while we're waiting for them to make their choices, so Crash Landing goes down on Derek's side, and a Make Demands goes down on Victor's side. I just want to do fair warning that both of these gentlemen take a fair amount of time in between decisions, so this game will go a little slower than what you're probably used to on this channel. So, in comes the Battle Droid with a blank. It goes to Victor. So again, he cannot pay yet for the 3 for 1, but the Beckett power action is each player gains $1. So he can power action into it if he wants, but he probably won't. Alright, so that's a rendezvous, which lets him resolve a yellow die for 1 less. So he puts the 3 into Grievous, and then he does have ambush, so it's 1 net into Grievous with the 2 shields being taken off. And then he does get ambush action. I don't see him just not shooting here. Nope, he's going to Salt Flats. He's going to go to the special. Okay, so he is. Alright, there's a Forsaken. Play only if any player has 1 die in their pool. Remove a die showing a value of 2 or less. So both those guys had 1 die, and it was removed. So just remember that Aphra, she allows the first droid that Derek plays each turn at -1. So that'll help him to get out some stuff if he can reprogram. It does look like he has a tech team in his hand. And then the Grievous power action allows him to re-roll any number of droid dice. Alright, so Nute Gunray rolls in with a 1 indirect. Alright, Aphra's coming in with a blank. So it goes back to Victor here. Right, who brings in Watt with a 1 focus. Alright, now the Sentinel Messenger will come in on Derek's side, and then he is allowed to look at the, or not, but when the Sentinel eventually does come in, Derek's allowed to look at the top card of his deck and play it if he so chooses. I think he probably wants to try to get money first. Okay, so he's going to truce, so each player gains $1. And then with the ambush action on truce, Derek will play a tech team. So do note that now Derek can play a 2-cost droid. So it is Victor's action. He does have $1 now. So he focuses into a resource. Now Derek will roll in the Sentinel, and he'll look at the top card of his deck. So he gets a focus on the Sentinel, which isn't bad. And there's a bubble shield. So he can actually play that with the tech team, but You gotta assume he has a droid in his hand, right? But maybe not. Alright, so he decides not to play it. So again, he could have played that, exhausting the tech team to reduce cost by 1. But certainly he was hoping to get a droid, right? So there's one resource, puts Victor at 2. Alright, yep, that's why, it makes sense. Alright, so there's 000. So 000, aside from being a pretty good little droid with no blanks, whenever Derek deals himself an indirect, Victor has to take an indirect. And that is per incident, not per value. Alright, Watt power action for 1 with the hired muscle. So Victor needs to pay 1, and then we'll roll in the hired muscle die. Alright, pays 1. 3 for 1. Derek's wishing he had, well, no, he's not, because then he wouldn't have had 000 on the table. But alright, there's a focus on Aphra to the 2 shields. I like that side. Alright, so Victor pays 1 for 3 indirect. Now he's going to have, barring another rendezvous, he'll have a hard time playing, because hired muscle is all pay side. So alright, so it takes 2 shields. All 3 of that indirect went into the lowly battle droid. Alright, and the 2 shields go on to Grievous. Derek wants to keep that power action alive. So it is Victor's action. So he's going to roll in the hired muscle again. Maybe he does have a rendezvous. So there's a disrupt. Alright, 000 come in. Now remember, no blanks on this guy, but he's got a discard. But again, Grievous, he is a droid, so Grievous will power action them both. Alright, there's a pitch to re-roll. Victor's got something up his sleeve. Nope, conscript. So yeah, Victor I think was just playing him out. I'm missing. I'm sorry, guys. The Beckett power action's still live, so he could have gained $1. Make each player gain $1. Alright, so Grievous comes in on Derek's side with $1. Alright, there's a power action on Grievous to re-roll. Gets the 1 gun. So Victor has claimed, and Derek's not going for the Watt trap. So puts 1 into Watt and then takes $1 off Grievous. So Derek should be at, well, once the turn is done, he'll be at maybe 3, depending on if he wants to mill or not. Because he has to decide right now. So he has 1 for the previous turn, and then he has to decide to mill. So he is. Okay, gains 1 less, so puts him at 2. That's correct. And then he draws a full hand of 5 without milling any cards. Now Victor gets first action here, first strike. Alright, Victor's action here. He'll get us started. Alright, so he's going to roll in Nute first, the plus $1. Here comes the battle droid on Derek's side. A 1 indirect. Alright, Watt. For 1 money, there's $2 on Victor's side. Let's see if Derek gets fancy and tries to control. Alright, tech team into a tech team. Back to Victor. Alright, so Victor will, as expected, take the $2. The question is, does he have megas? Alright, so... Alright, so he reprograms to reduce the cost... Wait, what? Oh, yeah, because 1 was exhausted. Alright, perfect. So We played the assassin for 3, reducing cost by 1 for reprogram and 1 for the tech team, and then 1 for Aphra. So it came in, that's fine. Alright, and then the power action was activated on Watt, paying 3 for an entourage, which came in with a 2 money. Not bad. And then Victor gets to search his deck, sometimes called a tutor. He's looking for the other entourage, which is on the bottom. Hitting that 2 money is huge. He's going to be able to get both his entourages down. Alright, Derek's action now. Spins 1 for the bubble shield. He's going to start dealing indirect to himself here. So that assassin droid's pretty big for Derek. Alright, 2 money on the entourage. Makes sense. Now you can play your other entourage. The reason the assassin droid's big for Derek is every time it rolls in, it deals 1 damage to a character. And it is directed damage, so. Alright, there's 1 indirect. Victor will put it on Nute. We saw that in the previous games. Yep, puts it on Nute. Alright, 3 for entourage. That puts Victor at 0, but not bad. Both those entourages yet to have come in, and then Victor gets to tutor again if he so chooses. Looks like he's not going to. Okay, so Derek is going to activate Aphra. Is that the money side? Yep, $1 on Aphra. Back to Victor here. Alright, Beckett comes in. Alright, 2 and a focus. Great roll. Fantastic roll for him with those supports coming in. Alright, there's $1 more on Derek's side. That Sentinel has yet to come in, so he could potentially play pretty much whatever he's got. I think if he has another assassin droid, he can't afford that. That's probably about it in his deck he can't pay for. I don't know, he may have droid tanks as well. Alright, Victor's action here. So he's not sure what the time to roll in some supports at this point, right? Or either shoot or roll in some supports. Now he does have the salt flats to potentially power action Beckett, but I don't think it's time for that yet. Alright, Hired Muscle comes in with a 2 shield for 1. Back to Derek. Alright, Messenger will activate, and he'll look at the top card of his deck. The Messenger rolls the 2 melee. And the top card is a by any means, so he removes the 2, and then he'll deal an indirect to himself, which will allow Derek to draw a card, and then proccing 000 is 1 indirect to Victor, and that 1 indirect gets taken on Derek's bubble shield. Okay, looks like we're going to bring in an entourage here. Alright. Gets a 2 disrupt. Derek needs to be careful here that he doesn't get set up for a Beckett. Alright, 2 to Watt puts him at 3 with 6 health remaining. I don't see why you don't bring in your other entourage here. Victor's action here. Lots to still roll in on Derek's side. Alright, there's a 3 indirect. Actually, it's the 2 indirect on that entourage. Assassin will come in, 1 to Watt. And it rolls a blank. Grievous power action is still a thing, though. It's back to Victor. That focus is pretty huge for him, but depending on what he wants to do, he may want the money. So let's see. Alright, so he's syncing it over. I mean, that 2 indirect really just pops the bubble shield, but Derek does have to start doing damage to himself, but he still has a ton of health left on the table. Derek at this point is winning the damage race. But Victor's action here. Reaching for those power action tokens. I'm not sure that's the time for that. It's risky giving Derek money with a bunch of 2-drop droids. Alright, so he's going to use the focus to go to the entourage special. So let's do the quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 scoundrels on the table. Nope, Forsaken's it away. That's his last Forsaken. It's back to Victor now. So 000 is yet to come in, as is Grievous. Right, so there's a discard of near miss to re-roll. There's the entourage special, and then the 2 discard for 1. So they're discussing the special. They're either counting the scoundrels, which I think they would have done already. So Derek must be setting himself up for a doubt here. Oh, it's a motive. Okay, so he'll motive for indirect. Nope, gets it. Wow, Derek escaped that turn. And Victor can't claim yet because the Grievous power action's still live, and there's plenty of stuff to come in on Derek's side, so. Alright, so he's going to power action to take a resource, as will Derek. He gets 1 each. That's the Beckett power action again. Alright, so Derek will roll out 000 with a 2 melee. Derek's rolling pretty well here. Back to Victor. Alright, so power actions to the blank on 000. But again, that Grievous power action still is a thing, so. Oh, yeah, they can't. Oh, yeah, that's right. 000 does not have blanks, so cannot blank him. Alright, so it goes back. Victor's action now. Alright, pays 1 for the Riot Shield. Alright, and then pops Riot Shield with the 2 from 000. Back to Victor. Victor just claims this point. Oh, no, wait, sorry. He still hasn't used the power action. Alright, Victor's action here. He's got 2 cards in hand. Right, Victor's going to pass. That'll allow Grievous to roll in. Or not. Okay, yeah, he's going to power action Grievous first. Okay, gets a blank. Victor will pass, and comes Grievous. Alright, gets a shield. Derek cannot flip here, so, or meaning he has no cards, so Victor should have just, well, Victor claimed, so he didn't get outclaimed. That's why he did it. Okay, so one more on Grievous, who's now fully shielded up. Alright, and then Nute is a thing, so let's see if Derek takes the, he does have 3. Well, let's see. Let's see if they remember the Nute here. Alright, so he took only 1. So he will not be milling. Draws his full 5, as does Victor. And Victor will pull the hired muscle back and then get us started. I can't quite see his hand, but alright, so he's going to Watt power action in hired muscle. So that'll roll in. Gets the, that's the 2 discard for 1. Alright, Sentinel will roll in. Derek will get to look at the top card of his deck after the Sentinel rolls in. Alright, gets a 1 focus, and then it's an alt art best defense, but he's not going to play it. Back to Victor here. Alright, looks like he was thinking about activating Watt, but decided against it. Alright, so one of his entourages comes in with a blank. Alright, both tech teams to a climate disruption array. So that is activate, dealing 2 indirect to each player, starting with yourself. Other entourage comes in with a blank. Alright, so there's 2 indirect first to Derek, and then 2 indirect to Victor, and then Victor actually takes an additional indirect from 000, plus Derek gets to draw a card. So Derek put it all into his bubble shield, that's why no tokens were added. And then Victor puts it on Nute, rolls in Watt for $1. He was hoping for the 2 focus, of course. Does have his Salt Flats though. So it's Derek's action here. Right, so he'll roll in the Battle Droid, which gets an indirect. Not a bad night for Derek on these rolls here. But he did peter out last turn because he missed opportunities on the assassin, so what goes around comes around. Alright, Victor's going to roll in Beckett. Beckett's been rolling pretty well. That's okay. 3 for 1 can kill the droid. Alright, Derek's action here. Does he just resolve the 1 indirect? I think he's going to buy any, it's what he's got in his hand there in front, is by any means. Okay, yep, so he's going to by any means deal 1 indirect to himself, and then 1 indirect to Victor by 000. And then, of course, the card draw. The 1 indirect, where's it going to go, though? Right, puts it on Aphra. Back to Victor, who's looking at a pitch to reroll, or at least his Salt Flats. So he still has supports to bring in, so Alright, Nute comes in with a blank. Man, Victor, this is a bummer for Victor. But so it goes. Alright, 000 comes in. Gets its 2 for one side. Back to Victor here. Victor's got to just pitch the reroll here, right? Bring in his muscle, maybe. I mean, not maybe. I guess bring in your muscle and then pitch the reroll. But I don't know what else you want to do here, unless you're going to control something. Yep, that's what he's going to do, is bring in his muscle. That rolls the 3 for 1. Not bad. That'll kill a droid. So it's Derek's action now. Yep, Derek's action still. Deciding what to do. Alright, so 1 for automated defense, spotting a droid. And now Victor's got to just pitch to reroll. He's got to get that other hard muscle off the table so he can get use of it again. And he has not yet used the Beckett power action. I don't know that he'll need it, but no, so he is going to pay 1 to resolve the 2 discard. Still 4 cards in Derek's hand because he draws on the dealing damage to himself. So we'll go for the 1s on the end. Got a best defense and a truce. Alright. So 1 for 2 into Nute, who is now dead. And I think Derek's got the upper hand here. But with 5 scoundrels on the table. Okay, so there's a power action for the Watt 2 focus. We do see a motive. Oh, so he's going to motive for focus probably. Oh, gets the $1. But it's pitch to reroll time for Victor. Well, actually, sorry, he has to bring in that other muscle again. Yeah, Victor just needs to bring in that muscle. Try and reroll into something, into anything. Derek is down to 1 card in hand. But okay, so there he goes. He drops to reroll. Alright, there's a focus, a 3 indirect. Oh, there's the 2 focus on Watt. So that's the 3 indirect on the bottom entourage. Alright, Assassin will come in. Ping for who? Okay, ping to Watt. So Watt's now at 4 health remaining. Gets a blank on the Assassin, but again, just the focus on the table plus the Grievous rerolls. So I don't see him not focusing the special here. Okay, so special, and oh, I think he's going to flip. So he flipped back to the 3 for 1. I think he might have wanted to go special special and then save the Beckett focus for the hired muscle. But let's see what he's got up his sleeve. Because again, Victor's no slouch, right? So he knows what's going on. Alright, so there's the Sentinel focus to the 2 gun. Alright, that's the sign. That is time. So this round will end. So I think Derek's got this. Alright, Derek will roll in Aphra. Oh, sorry. In the haste of that, there was a route played to get rid of the assassin droid. Right, so Victor's resolving specials. He'll deal 5 damage to the Sentinel. Okay, Sentinel takes 5 for there being 5 on the table. 5 scoundrels, that is. It's back to Derek, who shields up the messenger, but at this point we're playing for tiebreaker points, so oh, I guess I take it back, he's not shielded. It looked like he was shielding up, but he is not. Okay, 1 indirect. I mean, taking that 2 shield is not a bad play with the indirect on the table, right? So alright, there's power action to gain a resource. The Beckett power action. Alright, Grievous will come in here. Alright, the 2 focus, that'll put 2 more, so yeah, I'll be able to focus into the Aphra 2 indirect, because I believe that's what he's going for. Victor still has that hired muscle yet to come in. But he's not going to be able to pay for both Beckett and the hired muscle, so okay, so he'll drop the messenger. Okay, so oh, he's going to flip to the 2 for 1. Okay, fair enough. So as far as dead characters go, they're even 8 to 8, but right now Victor has more damage on him, meaning Derek has dealt more, so Derek is in the lead, because those 3 indirects are going to go right into shields. So I believe Derek has this game here. So actually, I mean, what needs to happen is that indirect needs to not be indirect. So, and then the hired muscle comes in as an indirect. So Victor's going to have to pitch to re-roll and actually hope for the, it's a fringe case, but he's, so 2 more into Watt puts him at 7. Victor's going to have to hope for the 2 money on the entourage and the 3 melee and or 2 gun. But either way, I don't think it's going to make a difference. So, because it's 8 to 8 and then 5, so 13 on that side, and then yeah, it's way more than that on Victor's side. Victor has another 8, so it's 16 right now. So Derek has a 3-point advantage, so he either needs the, yeah, that's actually, I mean, this is not over, right? If Victor can get a special, he's got to get to the special or the money and the 3 for 1. Alright, so yeah, that's smart. So Derek's going to claim so that it comes down to battlefield, or if it comes down to battlefield, he has it. Oh, so that was it. Alright, so Derek will win it on tiebreaker. If you like what we're doing here on the Dice Commando channel, please show your support with a like and a subscribe. Please remember to keep all comments civil and constructive and to help us continue to grow this amazing community. Thank you for watching Dice Commando.